Welcome to the Metals Investment Forum Backstage interview. It's my pleasure to introduce again Patrick Highsmith from FireFox Gold. Hi, Patrick.
Hello, Chen. Good to be with you.
Well, first of all, you just had some very exciting results recently. Can you describe a little bit about that?
Yeah, just recapping, Chen, we've been drilling at our Mustiarvi project, where we really had a transformative year in 2021. As we've drilled the first bonanza gold there. In April, we announced visible gold, and then later when we got our assays in June, we announced a narrow interval, about 1.35 meters of almost 100 grams, Chen, and we were quite excited. We talked with Quentin Henney and others about that, and we got that news out there. And then again in the same drill program, hole 10 followed up under that first hole, and we see that zone getting thicker, Chen, and it's still high grade. We hit 16.45 meters of 7.7 grams per ton. Again, it has high grade within that. It's consistently mineralized over now a wider thickness. So that really was a game changer for Mustiarvi, which has always had high grade gold, but now it's getting thicker and the alteration more intense as we get just a little bit deeper.
Well, just a reminder, your neighbor Rupert, I saw their drilling result, fantastic drilling result. They tend to have like about 100 meters of a foreground. You seem to be getting there. Your area is open up. You have 16 meter 8 gram now. I talked to Quentin Henning. He said as they go more towards northeast, more down dip, he believed the zone can widen up, and then you could have another Rupert-like discovery.
We really are excited about that potential, Chen, because we're on a similar structure that Rupert is exploring. It's one of these major breaks that goes for kilometers across this area, lots of alteration along that. And generally speaking, we already have those similarities with Rupert's Icary deposit. We have high bismuth and tellurium like they do. We have quartz, carbonate, tourmaline veins like they do. But we just hadn't yet found those thicker zones, Chen. And okay, 16 meters isn't quite 100, but we're getting there. It's a big improvement, and that's why we keep drilling at Mustiarvi, because we still have targets we haven't even tested yet. And not to mention that, but in just less than 2 weeks now, the drill comes back to Mustiarvi, and we'll be stepping out close into these high-grade intercepts to really understand them, so we know which way to chase them for the better and better intercepts.
Yeah, excellent. This looks like a wow moment, because before you were mostly about 1 meter high grade, 1 meter, 2 meter, but this really opened up to 16 meters. As you go down, again, Quentin believe it should broaden. I mean, that's it's a forward-looking statement, but that's something really exciting. You're going to bring the rig back in 2 weeks and then drill that out.
Absolutely. Of course, this is exploration, but what you want in this environment, Chen, is a target-rich environment with new discoveries happening, like Icary has now been announced as Lapland's second multi-million-ounce deposit. One of our other properties immediately adjoins Rupert. So you want a lot of opportunities in a junior explorer, and that's what we're so happy about, because we have Mustiarvi yielding better and better results. And as we just announced a couple of months ago, and as I just mentioned, our property immediately adjacent to Rupert is now fully permitted for drilling and trenching, and work gets underway there too. So yes, it's risky, and we never know with geology, but when you take these positive steps, you need to have the team that can capitalize on them. And when you do, the market will be there. And as we've seen with great investors like Crescat and SSI, we're fully funded for this drill program.
Oh, excellent. I mean, that place is called Sarvi, right? The place next to Rupert. And I saw your investor list is like the really who's in this mining industry. You have Crescat, you have Michael Gentile, you have all these well-known investors. They all pile into this tiny little bit company called FireFox, only 25 million market cap versus Rupert 1 billion. So you have a lot of room to go.
That's right. We all have to start small, and we're just a pre-discovery valuation, Chen, and we're not shy about that. That's how exploration companies work. We can all remember Pierre Lassonde's chart of the life cycle of a mining share, and you don't start to climb that big hill until you make the discovery. And that's what we think we're doing at Mustajärvi. And I would be remiss if I didn't remind you what Carl, our CEO, always says. Mustajärvi is just one of 12 projects, 4 of which are drill ready. And you do mention Sarvi, the one right next to Rupert. And we got that permit less than 2 months ago, and the boys have already been out trenching and sampling the base of till there to get targets ready. We expect the drill rig to arrive there in November or so, and the news will start flowing from the sort of northern boundary of the Rupert property.
Okay, great. And you can drill throughout the winter, right? And then very accessible by road. I saw there's a road right through your project.
Incredible. Yeah, we have great infrastructure in Finland. And as long as you use an experienced driller, like our Finnish drillers, you certainly, winter is the best time to drill, because some of these areas, like where Rupert made the discovery at Ikkari, are swamps. And so you want them to freeze up. Then you can get on snow and ice, no damage to the environment, and get out there and drill. And as you said, we drive everywhere in Finland. There's no need for helicopters or other, expensive ways to access these projects. Even though we're in the north, the road access is fantastic. All our properties have great access. Mustajärvi is literally drillable any month of the year because we're on sort of high ground there. So you can even drill as the snow is melting in the spring if you need to. So great access. I was just visiting all of these projects in July, and it's quite a nice drive, and the ability to hike or cross-country ski, depending on the season, to access any of them is really great.
Oh, excellent. Looks like I saw the map. You have a huge concession there. And then how can you, a tiny FireFox, get so much concession next to Rupert and Eagle?
Well, we were early movers. Our CEO, Carl, had a private company called Magnus Minerals, which is still a significant shareholder, who was here early. He's been running that company for 15 years. And those properties, of course, were vended into FireFox and helped us create the company. So we were here early. But not only that, but look, the thing about this belt, Chen, we don't know where they're coming from, but there's no way a greenstone belt this large and this endowed with minerals is only going to have 2 multi-million ounce deposits. It's going to have many more, such as the Abitibi, with 40 mineral deposits of scale there. So we know that's coming, and as a result, we have intentionally made large reservations and permit applications, because you have to do a bit of a land grab, because the probabilities are you're going to be surprised when the next gold discoveries come. And with some significant, maybe 20 or 25% of the gold prospective ground in the belt in FireFox's portfolio, we've got a great chance of those multi-million ounces discoveries ending up on our land. And we're just keeping a conveyor belt going, Chen. The team is out advancing projects one by one continuously, no matter the time of year, no matter the cycle we're in gold price. You've got to hit the ground, get boot leather out there, and drill. And that's what we're doing. So we've got a large land position because we were early movers and because it's an intentional part of our strategy.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about your capital structure? And then my understanding, you're fully funded for the current drilling program, even though you have such a tiny market cap of 25 million.
That's right, Chen. We have about 100 million shares outstanding, but we have several $1 million worth of in-the-money warrants. Now, we don't budget with those things in mind, but knowing that those are out there and towards the middle of next year in good quantities, that's great, because they're with quality investors. And if we're having success and performing and executing, it's quite likely we'll see warrant exercises in the future. So there's no further issuances from the Treasury, which is great. So about 100 million shares out, a little under 3 million in cash, but our drilling costs are only $280 Canadian a meter all up. So that's several thousand meters of drilling without any need for financing. And of course, we've got the opportunity to accelerate things a little bit if we get some great news. But the key is to get out there and execute right now. And I just want to point out, I'm pretty sure in FireFox's short life, this is the only significant drill program we've launched without having to raise money to do it. And that's because of the emerging discovery at Mustajärvi and the strong financing we did earlier this year with some of those great investors you mentioned earlier. So So it's the right part of the cycle for FireFox, I believe. And the emerging discovery with high grade at Mustajärvi and 3 more projects that'll all get drilled within the next about 8 months or so. So great timing, great opportunity, and that's what we're focused on.
Excellent. It looks like, the gold came in and your stock came in a little bit, but it seems like a very good opportunity for new investor to take a close look of your stock with such a huge potential, with all these cornerstone investors in your stock already, Crescat and Michael Gentile. Can you tell us your tick symbol and then where, in each exchange, how investor can buy your stock?
Absolutely. We IPO'd Chen on the TSX.V, and our ticker there is FFOX, FFOX. And just this year, we added an OTCQB upgraded listing in the US where we're FFOXF. And investors can check us out there and follow us online and our social media. There should be a lot of news coming. And we sure think it's a great opportunity to get in on the gold discovery in Finland.
Excellent. Good luck. As your shareholder, looking forward to your good news.
Thank you. I'm a shareholder too, so I'm certainly rooting for it as well, Chen. Thank you very much.